It's the busiest day of the year, and your top-selling product is flying off the shelves. Suddenly, your sales team calls in a panic. They can't fulfill orders because the system shows zero stock. But you just received a massive shipment yesterday. What went wrong? A tiny data entry error that snowballed into a full-blown crisis. Now picture a different scenario. What if you had a foolproof system that caught these mistakes before they became catastrophes? What if your inventory data was always accurate, no matter who entered it or when? What if you knew how to harness the power of Excel's data validation feature? In this video, you'll learn how to use data validation in Excel to prevent data entry errors and ensure consistency. Plus, we'll ensure how Excel Copilot can help automate these validation rules, making your work even more efficient. By the end of this video, you will be able to enter data accurately and consistently with Excel's data validation feature. Automate the setup of data validation rules with Excel Copilot.
Let's say you're updating the stock level for various products. You want to ensure that the values are entered within realistic bounds, no negative numbers or outrageously high values. We'll use data validation to create rules that keep everything within the correct range. First, let's create a validation rule for the stock level column. Select the range of cells where you want to apply this rule by highlighting the range or by using the keyboard shortcut Control and the spacebar. Next, go to the Data tab, select Data Validation in the Data Tools group up the ribbon, and in the same settings, choose whole number, because inventory levels should be whole numbers as you cannot purchase half a hammer. Now let's set the minimum and maximum values. For example, we'll say the stock level can't go below 0 or above 500. Enter these values under minimum and maximum. Finally, select OK. With this rule in place, Excel will make sure you don't accidentally enter a negative stock level or more than 500. If I enter negative 10 below the data in column H, an error pops up on the screen. You can clear the error by selecting Cancel and then entering a valid number. If we test it with a number larger than 500, for example 501, again we get the same error. But what if you have different stock limits for different types of products? Copilot cannot yet assist with creating data validation rules, but it is a great resource for when you need step-by-step instructions. Use the following prompt. Tell me how to create a data validation rule for a whole number. Select Enter, and it responds with, to create a data validation rule for a whole number in Excel, follow these steps, and it provides a step-by-step guide for creating the rule that you can easily follow. Consistency is key, especially when entering data like supplier names or category. Let's use data validation to create a drop-down list for the supplier column, ensuring that all entries are consistent and error-free. Begin with highlighting the column or the range where you would like to insert the drop-down list. I want to add it to column K. Next, go to Data Validation again via the Data tab, but this time select List. Now enter the list of valid suppliers like Supplier A, Supplier B, Supplier C, and Supplier D. Separate the list with a semicolon or comma depending on your settings in Excel, and click OK. Now the drop-down icon has been added to every cell in this column. So if I want to update a historical record, click on this cell, for example K2, select the drop-down arrow and choose the new supplier name. Going forward for new records, you can continue to select the supplier name from the drop-down list. This ensures accuracy and consistency in the formatting and spelling. This will help with accurate data analysis and reporting at a later stage. You may be wondering, what if the list of items that needs to be included in the drop-down list is much longer than 4 names? This is where you can create another worksheet. Let's call it Lists. In this column, I will give it a heading called Category. This time, let's add the current list of categories being PVC piping, tools, and fasteners. Now generate a few more categories, and I will keep them generic, starting with category 4 and to category 20. Moving back to our data set, highlight the category column and follow the normal procedure to open the data validation dialog box. Once again, select List, and instead of manually entering the categories, navigate to the Lists worksheet and highlight the list of categories we have just created. Select OK. When we test the drop-down list in the category column, you can now see all the categories have been added.
In this video, we focused on the importance of using data validation in Excel to ensure accurate and consistent data entry, particularly in environments like inventory management, where errors can have significant consequences. We explored how to create validation rules to prevent incorrect entries, such as setting realistic stock level limits and creating drop-down lists for consistent data entry. And we discussed how Excel Copilot can assist by providing step-by-step instructions for automating these rules, making the process more efficient. Now it's your turn. Try setting up your own validation rules in Excel and see how Copilot can help streamline the process. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in managing your data effectively.